Usato is an ordinary high school kid who mostly blends into the background. One rainy day, he ends up walking home with the school's top students, Suzune and Kazuki. They chat about life and how none of them really know what they want to do. Suddenly, a glowing circle appears and they're all summoned to another world. The king explains they've been brought in as heroes to fight demons, but there's no way back. Suzune gets thunder magic, Kazuki gets light magic, and Usato's magic turns out to be green, something rare and dangerous. A powerful warrior named Rose storms in and takes him away to train as a healer. Everyone says her training is brutal, and Usato quickly realizes he's in for a rough time. The next day, Usato wakes up hoping everything was a dream, but it's real, he's stuck in another world. Suzune and Kazuki visit to check on him, and they all promise to train hard. Rose gives Usato a journal and starts his training. At first it's simple, learning to sense magic, but soon it turns into endless running and push-ups. Over time, his healing powers grow stronger, and his body becomes tougher. He complains in his journal but never gives up. Weeks later, he's visibly stronger, surprising Suzune and Kazuki when they visit. Rose says she respects his determination and takes him on tougher missions. Finally, she brings him to a dangerous forest and tells him he can't return until he defeats a powerful monster, then throws him straight in. Usato falls into the forest but survives thanks to his healing magic. Alone and stuck, he tries to stay positive, but the place is full of monsters. He meets a small, injured bunny, heals it, and the bunny starts following him around. Later, it leads him to the blue grizzlies he was supposed to fight. But before he can act, a giant snake kills them all for fun. Only a small cub survives. Angry, Usato decides to take revenge. With the bunny's help, he tracks the snake down and fights it using his healing magic to stay alive. After a tough battle, he and the cub manage to defeat it. But just when he's about to collapse, the snake revives. Before it can strike, Rose appears and crushes it instantly. She says the snake was a demon weapon and praises Usato for surviving. He's now ready to fight beside her in real battles. Rose tells Usato he'll join her on the front lines to heal the wounded. Meanwhile, the demons plan their next attack, creating a new monster to fight the humans. Back at the rescue base, Usato relaxes with his bear, Bluren, and his tricky bunny, Kakiro. Rose teases him about the names but lets him keep them. Training continues. He runs with Bluren on his back, dodging fake ambushes until he collapses. Rose says he needs to build mental strength too. Later, he meets Orga, another healer, who tells him Rose only trusts people she believes in. Usato also visits Suzune, who's been training hard. They joke around and he heals her hands. That night, he tells Rose he doesn't want to fight to kill. He wants to save lives. She smiles and says that's exactly what being a rescue team member means. Next morning, Rose wakes him up and says that he has to go for training outside the walls. Usato is told he'll join Suzune's training group for a few days in case they need a healer. Suzune's excited to see him and Bluren again. Their team sets out with a knight and a mage. During the trip, they're ambushed by bandits, but Suzune easily takes them down with her lightning magic. Suddenly, wild beasts appear, and Usato shields Suzune as they fall into a river. They end up lost in the forest and decide to camp in a cave. Suzune uses her magic to catch fish and light a fire, impressing Usato. As they talk, she admits she feels freer in this world and wants to protect it. Usato agrees and promises they'll do it together. The next morning, Bluren finds them, followed by their team. Relieved, they all head back home. After returning to the castle, Usato and Suzune are welcomed by the relieved king. Usato jokes around and downplays everything, which makes Rose smile in a way that slightly creeps him out. Later, Kazuki scolds him for being too calm, and the group laughs about their forest trip, growing closer as friends. The king then learns monsters are fleeing the plains, a sign the Demon Lord's army is moving. He sends Rose to scout them, but she refuses her old commander role, saying she'll instead train someone who can survive anything, Usato. Before leaving, she gives him a letter to deliver. At a clinic, Usato helps Orga heal an injured man, showing how much stronger he's become. On his way back, a strange girl appears and shows him terrifying visions of war. His friends dying and the Black Knight killing them, warning that only he can change that future. Usato, shaken by the fox girl's vision of his friends dying, runs through town looking for her but can't find her. Rose appears, tells him the girl is a rare precog who's shown up before, and explains why beast folk are usually hidden. The king prepares the kingdom after learning the demon army is moving. Rose sabotaged an enemy bridge to buy time. Usato helps Orga treat injured people at a clinic and proves he's improving. That night, he finds Kazuki sneaking around, and they have an honest talk. Kazuki admits he's terrified, and Usato tells him it's okay to be scared. They promise to protect each other. The next day, the king announces the invasion. Rose gives Usato his rescue squad uniform and warns him, "Don't heal fighters still fighting and don't be reckless." Usato vows he won't let his friends die. The group headed to a temporary camp to prepare for the upcoming battle. On the way, Yuru complained the trip was too long, and Usato asked Rose what demons were really like. She said most look human but are far stronger and have more mana. When she teased him for being scared, Usato said he'd already met scarier people, meaning her. That made Rose remember 5 years ago when she led the kingdom's elite knights. She'd been strict, especially with her second-in-command, All, a hot-headed knight who eventually earned her respect. During a border mission, Rose and her squad found demons hunting monsters. Rose confronted their leader, Nero, and told him to leave. He refused, and a fight broke out. Rose moved fast, healed herself as she fought, and realized Nero wasn't just any demon. He was powerful, but so was she. Rose fought Nero, but his cursed sword stopped her healing and even left a scar on her eye. The battle was rough, and one by one her knights were killed despite her efforts. In the end, her second-in-command, All, sacrificed herself to save Rose. Rose defeated Nero but let him go when a young demon girl tried to protect him. After losing her team, Rose quit the knights and lived in guilt for a while, though a visit from Siglis helped her recover. Remembering All's last words, she decided to start a new kind of squad, a rescue force that saves lives in battle. That's when she met Usato, someone who could fight and heal like her. Back in the present, Rose told Usato she was glad she found him, calling him special, though she quickly hid her emotions behind her usual attitude. The demons finished building their bridge, preparing for war. At the Linger army camp, everyone got ready too. Susan showed off her new armor that boosted her lightning magic, and Kazuki tried to calm her nerves before battle. When the demon army arrived, the first attack turned out to be an illusion, and chaos broke out as the real army approached from another side. Rose's squad stayed back to treat the wounded, but Usato soon joined the fight, saving soldiers under fire. Meanwhile, Susan and Kazuki faced the powerful Black Knight, whose armor reflected their attacks. They tried to outsmart him with speed and teamwork, but he tricked them. His ability wasn't limited by sight. Their plan backfired, leaving Kazuki gravely injured and Susan badly hurt, realizing too late how dangerous their opponent really was. As Susan was about to be struck down, Usato arrived just in time and punched the Black Knight, saving her and Kazuki. He quickly started healing them while dodging attacks. Susan noticed his punch worked even though magic didn't, realizing his healing energy somehow bypassed the knight's armor. Usato fought back using punches coated with healing magic, which hurt but didn't kill. After a tough exchange, he broke through the knight's defenses and won. Later, he explained the move was something Rose taught him, a punch that heals instead of harms. Everyone celebrated the win as the demon army retreated. Rose told Usato he'd done an excellent job and that his quick actions saved the heroes. Tired and emotional, Usato admitted the battle had scared him, but was glad he'd become someone who could truly save others. After the war, Usato was called to the castle to be thanked for his help. It was the first time he'd ever been rewarded, and he felt proud. Later, the king asked him to visit the captured Black Knight, who refused to speak to anyone else. When Usato met her, he realized his healing magic could undo her pain. She was scared at first, but then cried as he healed her injuries. After that, Rose resumed his training, this time focusing on dodging instead of just healing. It was brutal, and Usato complained a lot. Soon, Rose took charge of the Black Knight too, saying she'd make her useful instead of locking her up. Later, the king sent Usato, Susan, and Kazuki on a mission to form alliances. Just before leaving, the mysterious fox girl appeared again and asked Usato to help save her mother. Usato met the fox girl, Amako, who said she could see the future and needed his help to save her mother in the Beastlands. She had already seen that Rose would refuse, so Usato was her only hope. After explaining everything to Rose and the king, Usato got permission to go help Amako, while also delivering letters to nearby kingdoms. He picked 2 companions for the trip, Haruko, a clumsy but loyal guard, and Blurin, his bear friend. Meanwhile, the Black Knight, now called Felm, kept training hard under Rose and slowly started opening up. When she heard Usato was leaving, she got upset, but wished him luck in her own way. Before he left, Rose told Usato that the journey would test him in new ways, but trusted he'd do great. Excited and a little nervous, Usato set out on his next big adventure. That's it for today's recap. Like and subscribe to see the next part. Peace.